Hey guys, so today I'm going to be looking at more Am I Wrong stories. Yeah, let's just get right into the video. We had a Memorial Day cookout at our family cabin this past Sunday. My younger brother Joe brought his girlfriend Amy, who he has been with for about 18 months. Joe had previously asked if it was okay if Amy brought her dog with. We are a very dog friendly family, so obviously that was fine. My family has a dog and my cousin has one as well. When Joe and Amy arrived, I was just about to feed my dog and Amy asked if I could do that somewhere else because she didn't want her dog to eat different food due to his diet. I thought that was a little weird, but wanted to accommodate our guest, so I just took my dog to the garage to feed him quick. Oh, that's actually rude. You're a guest. How are you gonna tell the owner to go feed the dog somewhere else because your dog eats a different diet? I mean, I would do the same as this person. I'd be like judging them and just be like, okay. Alright, I'll bring my dog to you then. But at the same time, I would still have like a bad feeling about them. Because that's rude, isn't it? Like, okay, if your dog has a problem with my dog eating, then you can wait outside with your dog first. And then, come inside when my dog's done eating. No? Later, I was playing fetch with my dog and my cousin's dog and was going to give them treats afterwards. I asked Amy if she wanted me to grab one for her dog. She said no and I didn't press further. We cooked up hot dogs and burgers and I tossed my dog the last bite of my hot dog. When I did that, Amy asked if I thought that was a good idea because of all the junk that's in the hot dog. I joked that I've seen my dog eat things way worse than hot dogs, all on his own, so I'm not too worried about a small bite of a hot dog. She said that all the chemicals and processed stuff in hot dogs isn't good for dogs and that she feeds her dog an all-natural organic diet. I told her I had never heard of that for dogs and asked what she feeds her dog. She said that her dog is a vegetarian, so she doesn't give it any meat-based foods or treats. I thought she was joking and I started laughing. But no, she was dead serious. Joe chimed in to say that it's true, that the dog refuses to eat meat of any kind. I said that this must be some kind of joke because no dog is vegetarian. Amy got defensive and said that her dog has always been a vegetarian and will turn its nose up at any meat-based item. Oh, isn't that only the case because you've only been feeding your dog vegetarian food? I told her that she's lying to herself if she thinks that's true and that her dog would 100% eat a hot dog out of my hand right now if I let it. I told her that her dog needs meat and protein in its diet and that she's the one forcing her dog to eat a vegetarian diet. The dog is not choosing that for itself. She said that at least she doesn't give her dog ultra-processed things like hot dogs, and I told her that at least I allow my dog to be a dog, and that I would never deprive a dog of its primary source of protein, which is meat. I said that dogs didn't evolve to be vegetarians, and that she can feed her dog whatever she wants, but she should at least own up to the fact that she's forcing her dog to have that diet. The dog isn't choosing that. Joe and Amy left right after they finished eating, barely saying goodbye. I later got a text from Joe saying that I was being an asshole to Amy about her dog. I told him that the only asshole I saw was a dog owner who's forcing their dog into having a diet that isn't meant to have. Wow! So her dog only eats plants? Vegetables? That's all? That's crazy because I feel like dogs should eat both. Like both meat and both veggies. Right? I don't think they should be strictly constricted to like one diet where they should only eat veggies or only eat meat kind of thing. I think, you should have your dog eat both. Like, I get why this person was arguing because she's saying her dog chose to be vegetarian, right? She's saying once her dog was brought into this world, it never wanted any meat. That's what she's saying. She's not saying, oh yeah, I made my dog become vegetarian because I just think it's healthier kind of thing. She's saying her dog chose to be vegetarian, which is why this person is like, I don't think so. Because if you showed the dog some chicken, it would probably go for it when it was a little baby. But it's probably because the dog doesn't even know chicken existed. Maybe that's why. But seriously, Amy is just rude. Like, I wouldn't judge her if her dog was vegetarian if she wasn't going off about me feeding my dog whatever, right? Because if you're going to judge what I'm feeding my dog, then I'm going to judge what you're feeding your dog. Like, we're both being judgmental. Great. There we go. We're equal. Okay? Now piss off. And I do know that some dogs are vegetarians because they're allergic to meat, like the protein, right? So that's why they're vegetarian. But Amy is saying her dog is vegetarian because the dog chose to be vegetarian. But anyways, whatever. Good for Amy. A vegetarian diet for dogs is very expensive. So good on her. Alright, moving on. My sister Nicole brought her new boyfriend Steve to our family cookout yesterday. It's for about 30 people. For the sides, everyone brought in sides. My sister brought one bag of store brand potato chips, and Steve helped himself to beer right away before being introduced to everyone. We're having hamburgers and hot dogs and just hanging out with the family. It's nothing fancy. Steve asks, "Is this it?" when the first plate of hot dogs is done and waiting on the round of hamburgers. My wife says there'll be hamburgers soon, and Steve tells my wife and sister about his family and how they have barbecue chicken, steak, shrimp, and many options. I picked up the plate of hot dogs and told Steve he could leave and go to his family barbecue instead. "Yeah, Steve, if you don't like it here, then you're free to leave." He just looked at me and drank his beer, and I told him and my sister to go since this wasn't good enough for Steve. I gave my sister store-brand potato chips back and told her to get out. My sister and Steve left, and the cookout was fine after that. My mum heard about me kicking them out and was mad at me and told me to apologize to my sister. Maybe there was a misunderstanding, but Steve was just an asshole commenting like that at someone else's house and the first time you meet the family. My wife thinks I was right because Steve acted like that in her home, and insulting the host is a good reason to be kicked out. Others are split about 50-50 when they heard about what happened. Seriously, yeah, if you're a guest, you can't just be saying shit like that. Honestly, you can't just be like, "Oh, you guys don't have anything to eat." At my home, we make the most amazing feast ever. You guys eat like peasants. I'm just saying, that's rude. That's so freaking rude. I mean, I personally wouldn't have kicked the sister out. I would have just been like, "Steve, get out. You know, you can go home yourself, but your wife is gonna stay." And that's the first time Steve has met this person's family. No manners? Seriously? No manners? That's disgusting. Surely, if it's the first time you meet someone else's family, you're gonna show them like your best behavior, right? But nope. Steve decided to be rude. And to the mom, I'll just be like, "Okay, then you can be the host next time then. You can invite Steve over and cook all his favorite food." I bet the mom's gonna be like, "Oh, no." Because people just love to talk when they're not in the problem. My husband and I recently moved into the same city as his childhood best friend, Steve. Why is it always Steve? Huh? It's always Steve. Seriously? Steve is allergic to all nuts, legumes, and soy. Because of this, my husband wants our house to have a rule that we're not allowed to have nuts in the house in case he comes over. I think this is a dumb rule and refuse to comply. I did agree to keep my nut-based products in a separate container, but my husband thinks that this isn't enough. I'm allergic to wheat and we still have it in the house. I also think it's unnecessary. I don't know the extent of Steve's allergy, but I do know it's not immediately life-threatening. He doesn't carry an EpiPen, and he also works in the food service and frequently handles nuts. Oh, so what's the problem? Being in the same room isn't going to hurt him. As long as we don't serve him food with nuts and watch our cross-contamination, we should be fine. The foods that Steve is allergic to are a big part of my diet. Also, this is where I live, not Steve, so I feel like I shouldn't have to cater to the possibility that he might come over at some point in the future, but my husband is worried he'll accidentally cause his friend to have an allergic reaction if we don't keep the entire house free of allergens. Wait, that's crazy. Why does this person need to cater to Steve when Steve doesn't live there? Huh? Right? Hello? I mean, what's the husband on? Suspicious. Suspicious. Oh, so I see. Steve is gonna be third wheeling this person's whole life. I see how it is. It's just you and me and your friend Steve. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.